All right. Next up on the list, let's take our first question. This one's from Kenneth, who gave no location, but we did like the question. Do you two ever go to games together, is the question. And the big bad answer is no, zero, never, ever have we been to a game.
I've been to one professional game in my life. It was a Yankees game, and I went with the actor Giancarlo Esposito because he was my friend and I worked with him, and he invited me to a Yankees game. And we went to the Yankees game, and we stopped downtown. I will never forget. He said, I have to pick up my friend's kid. And we went down to the village. We drove down to Greenwich Village, and we picked up Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins' son, Miles. And he came to the game with us.
Okay.
And we went to...
Boy, you're name dropping
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I'd say.
We drove to Yankee Stadium. We watched
I think
the
you
game.
went to the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, we did. We went to the old Yankee. And that was the one and only time I ever went to a game. I've never been to a real NBA game. I've never been to a real NFL game. I've never been to a hockey. Oh, I went to one hockey. We went to...
we did. We went to Dr. K's hockey, and we sat right at the, so to speak, 50-yard line, right up against the plexiglass.
Crazy, with the puck coming right at the glass.
Boom, boom.
And then when they put the guy in the box, the hockey player in the box, and he was sitting right next to you, and he's all banged up, and then all of a sudden he turns around and he goes, Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless, what are you doing here?
In that little box.
I said, I'm watching you.
But that's
get thrown out of the game.
We did go to that game together.
We did. Then the referee skated over and looked and said,
he says,
hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest hockey guy, though I did cover the Miracle on Ice game, the Lake Placid Olympics. I was there that night.
Right. That was, so we've never been to a game except that.
Okay. It's my fault.
You don't go to games.
I don't go to games because on the flip side of my friend and my brother, Stephen A. Smith, I just don't need the adulation and find it to be an enormous distraction. That if I go out to a game, even to the hockey game that night, everybody's yelling at Skip, Skip, Skip. Right. And nobody was close enough to say, what do you think? No, not that. Just what do you think? But if I go sit, I don't know, let's say in a box with a few people I know, they're just going to constantly turn to me and say, God, what did you think of that?
No. Then you get the people that heckle. Why'd you say that about this person? Why are you doing it? Right?
I just don't need the irritation / distraction. And I do live tweet during games.
Right, so you can't do that.
And I have to really, to live tweet, it's like my old newspaper days of writing on deadline when I would have 30 minutes after the end of a football game to write an entire column about what happened in said football game. And you want to talk about think fast.
Oh, it's pressure.
You have to type as fast as you can type. Whatever thought flies into your subconscious has to come out immediately as you type. And I'm a fast typer.
No, you are
but to type a column, if you gave it to me written and finished, it would take me at least 30 minutes to type. You know, those days were 600 or 700 words. Yeah. I'm not sure I could type that many words in 30 minutes, but I just do.
You
just
think.
Do it under
you can't
fire.
Think if you're at a game.
So I'm live tweeting as if I'm writing on deadline because you have a lull in the action, football, sometimes basketball, in which you can tweet. Maybe you'll be a slight step behind the action, but I like to live tweet and I like to push myself to come up with original, piercing thoughts.
Well, you're not going to sit at a game
and I
people
can't
around you and you're saying,
you know,
hey,
now you got to
shut
type
up,
on your phone, which I find more difficult to type fast on a phone than on my computer board. It's just, I just can't, I can't tweet. Like we were first here, we had to make an appearance at a UFC event in Las Vegas. It was Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
We were in the splatter zone and you got splattered.
Oh, please, that was...
yeah, you got splattered with blood.
When you said to me, don't wear white, there was
don't wear
white.
Yeah.
And I don't like violence, so this is a problem going to a boxing.
But guess who sat in front of me? One seat over was Mike Tyson. The seat right in front of me, we were kind of in row 2, was
Kanye West.
Kanye West. And
his friend, the guy that was Benny, who was dating Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Her manager for a brief moment.
So both Kanye and Tyson turned around, acknowledged me, and then Kanye started to turn around
I was talking to him.
Okay, well, I thought he was interacting
No,
with
don't you
me
remember I
about
started
about
talking?
the action.
No,
But
I
he
started
loves
talking to
UFC,
him.
and he said something. You probably started
There
because
was
you
a
start
thing in the
every
Post.
conversation.
There was an article in the Post
Hmm.
about he was going to open shops.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Well, pop-up
Remember?
shops.
Pop-up
Yeah.
shops. And I
I think this
asked
is
him.
the origin of pop-up
Right, and
shops.
I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "So I
Because
just
this
read
was
in the Post
2016.
that you're
Yeah.
going to open up pop-up shops." And then he turned around and started talking to me
Okay,
about the
got it.
pop-up shops.
Got
And
it.
then you started talking to him, and then he said to you, "Anything I say to you, that's off the record, right?"
Yeah, I said yes, no problem. And
And then I
then
gave him my business card. I said,
I
"If
know,
you ever need a PR, call
that's
me."
her.
He never called.
And and yet he starts arguing with me because I'm a boxing fan
Yeah.
and have been since the early Ali days, Ali Liston days. And he starts arguing with me about how much better this is than boxing. Well, it is now, but I'm arguing with Kanye West about it. It didn't used to be. If you have any notion, if you have any concept of what it was like in the glory days of heavyweight boxing,
Right.
when you had Ali Liston and Ali the Three Fraziers and Ali Ken Norton Jr. when he got his jaw broken by
Right.
Ken Norton. I'm sorry, Ken Norton Sr.
Right.
Jr. played football for the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers.
Well, that was long
Now an
ago.
assistant coach. But the point is, if you live through Foreman, may he rest in peace, Ali, the Rumble in the Jungle and Zaire, it's just so much better than what we have today. Not that I don't love UFC, especially in the Conor McGregor days. The Nate Diaz, the Nate Diaz Conor McGregor was a fight to remember.
We went to that fight.
Yeah. What? Nate Diaz.
Oh wait, what was the other fight? We went to Pacquiao.
Oh, we went to a Pacquiao fight. We did do that.
That was. Is that where I asked for the
against
earplugs?
Thurman.
That was where I asked for the earplugs, right?
Is your phone ringing again?
Ringing again.
Yeah.
I'm very popular. It's Aaron,
Oh,
the computer.
okay. Hi, Aaron.
That was
Okay,
that
so
was
we
where
did.
I asked for the earplugs.
We did go to
That was
Pacquiao.
very loud.
Did you ask for earplugs?
Yeah, remember Dana White?
But no,
Dana-
now you're mixing up because he wouldn't have been at the
Who
Pacquiao
was
fight.
that was
You asked for it at the Conor McGregor fight.
Dana.
Yeah, Dana White. He
Dana
came. He
White.
got her earplugs.
He went and found earplugs for me.
he
'Cause
did.
It was so loud.
What a
I
good
thought I was
guy.
going to go deaf.
Yeah. Okay. Next.